Hello, everyone. Welcome to May 8 Zeam call. Let's look into our DevNet 4 performance regard to aggregators, and we will then look into a little bit about our DevNet 5 preparation. So we will intermix it with the updates and talk about it as we go along. So let's start with Anshul.
Yeah, so after like last week, I completed my Zig upgrade PR. That one got merged. Alongside that, like I was working on the sidelines for DevNet 5 regarding like API finalization and regarding like the consensus mechanism, understanding Goldfish and other documents and discussions that we had within it. And on Apart from that, like I was also involved in reviewing a few PRs that Partha raised for Zig FFI. There was another contributor who has raised one PR regarding consuming config file via JSON via command line argument. So yeah, got that merged, and a few ones here and there. Uh, right now, like I'm working on, I'll like start working on the spec side of things for multi-message aggregation, uh, and I'm also like continuing to look on to like the consensus side of things. There are like a few things on Zeam side that I have done partially but don't have like a solid update on. Is one of them is that I still need to work on removing the schedule on loop functionality completely, because that is just being used by beam command, and we can simulate like think of a alternate simulation mechanism and avoid libxcv there, because it's like uh, making the current code base complicated, and I think like the testing part should be completely segregated. Apart from that, like we have thought about like various refactors that we want to do. So I was also looking into the threading architecture of Lighthouse. But yeah, these are some things that like still not fully done. So don't have like a conclusive update on them. Apart from that, like I'll just remind you, Gajendra, that we have the PR regarding caching of Merkle roots on SSD side. So maybe once I can get a review on that, I can resolve it and update and on the Zeam side as well.
Got it. So I'll look into that SSDPR. And can you also ping Guillaume on the channel to look into that? Because
Yeah,
he will
I'll,
definitely.
yeah, I'll ping him personally. I had
Right.
pinged him earlier on the channel, but didn't receive a response.
Right.
Um,
So just ask him to relook at it. And with regard to DevNet 5, where are we? Have we basically got all the changes that we needed to done from Emil?
So we have gotten like the API side of things done. He has those changes on the main branch until now, but he's working on integrating, like creating a separate DevNet 5 branch on Lean multisig itself, which will basically enable it with lean sig repository. So they have continued to maintain that main separate main and DevNet specific branches, and the signature scheme there is different. So he'll be doing that, and alongside that, I still need to have like the testing test config lean sig integrated as well, so that I can update my bindings and have it in lean spec. But since like the APIs are almost final, like APIs are finalized, so I can still continue with the dummy data and proceed with the spec changes as such.
So the changes that we wanted in the split API, are they there or are they
Yeah,
still to be done?
they're done.
Okay. All right. So let's do this and let's do the spec PR for this. And in the meantime, let's yes look into Goldfish and how we can integrate it, and then propose maybe a DevNet 6 with that or a separate PR. on it. So we'll see.
Okay.
All right, let's move to Kai.
Uh, not not much updates this week. Not feel not feel well this week. So I just ask Zikro at the blocks by range RPC and then make some suggestion, but uh, for the thread model refactor uh, in the GitHub comments. Yeah. So I think I think right now Pasa is working on that. I think uh, the new design is more better than before.
Awesome. All right. And what are you focusing on as of now?
Um, no, I'm just look at the proposal by Azure for DevNet 5.
Right. One other thing I wanted to ask Kai was, is Zigbee P2P ready, or when do you think it will be ready?
Uh, currently no, because we don't we don't have much resource working on that. And
What is the current status for Zigbee P2P?
so we have a, we- uh, a beacon client called by OpenClaw in Node at Nodestar, and it used the ZPP, but found several issues with interop with Lighthouse. So the main repo so maybe not works right now, but that fork cannot be used also.
Got it. All right. Okay, let's move to Partha.
Yeah, so last week spent most of the time testing multiple subnet. DevNet identified quite a few issues on Zeam and other clients and reported them. Worked with Zclaw, Anshul, and Kai on the Mutex related changes, which has now gone live, and Zeam is a lot more stable than what it used to be. There are still a couple of minor issues that we have to address, which hopefully will be done after we merge 848 and 850. One of the problem presents itself only when Zeam functions as an aggregator, because it appears to reject certain blocks which other clients seem to accept. On the analysis, I think it's because the underlying parent root of those blocks are not available within Zeam when it functions as an aggregator, which results in a forking of the chain, and then
So all this should be visible in the log, because we have log for this when we reject a block,
yeah,
because we don't.
the logs are there. That's how I created the issue, and then Zclaw created the appropriate fix as well. But I'm not sure why the parent root is not available, or I mean, because I'm not yet confident with the consensus logic. I'm not sure if the fix that was applied by Zclaw is
So
correct.
you
So I won't.
we log out our fork choice tree, so you can actually see whether in the last logout of fork choice tree you have seen that.
Yeah, it's seen there. It's there in the log. But the fix that Zclaw applied, I'm not sure whether that is correct. So I want either of you to have a look and confirm.
Mm,
848 as per.
when you say that the parent root is not there, there is just a simple way to confirm. You can look at uh, the fork choice log that we do
Yeah.
in the. So do you see that particular root in there or not?
No, no. It's correctly rejecting that the route is not available. But my question is, why is it that only Zeam seems to report that it's not available when it's when the same slot is accepted by all of the other clients? So that leads me to believe that somewhere in Zeam's logic, we seem to have not cached an earlier parent correctly, or we have
No,
a different vision of
no,
the.
I mean that means that so you if the parent root, can you check in the log itself that we ever received that parent root or not, and what happened
No,
to
we
that log?
haven't. That's something I have to check. I haven't checked that yet, but when the message came out, it's accurate that Zeem did not have that log, so it rejected it. And this happens only when Zeem functions as an aggregator. Zeem 1 was a regular validator. It accepted that particular route and then was able to proceed. But the aggregator did not, which is possible because the aggregation slot interval did not trigger on time, so it failed to accept these incoming slots from the peers, and that might have been a reason for it to miss, but I don't know.
But we also uh, s- s- cache them, right? The feature slot block, we also cache it, so it should be
We,
replayed afterwards.
Uh, is it because the PR 754 not merged because the
uh,
spot has some change?
okay. I That might be one reason. I'll take a look at 754 and see if we can merge that as well. Are you happy with the changes there, Kai?
Uh, because they it include two maybe it include two changes, but I think it's okay. So maybe
Yeah. They,
I maybe need Gajenda to confirm.
okay. There are
So
some conflicts on that.
in PR 754, why are we removing pending blocks?
So because the because I recheck the latest spike and the other client code.
So
So
this
it,
pending blocks was for
it,
our
it-
slot,
yeah,
not our clock being not triggering at the right time, right? So I mean, this, we don't accept the feature blocks. We put it in the pending blocks only because our local fork choice clock has not ticked ahead.
So I think what Python just mentioned can be because of the aggregation part taking quite some time, and aggregator not being able to fulfill its duty that had to be ticked by other clocks. So it aggregates it synchronously, and it takes more than one interval to actually complete the aggregation. And this is like related to the other blogs that we were discussing that Lambda class has published. So they do the aggregation part asynchronously, and later on, like, they have a time limit on that before they stop aggregating more payloads. And if when we try to do this synchronously and it doesn't complete within 1 second, it basically just holds on to the clock and doesn't let it tick, because it's like it's a blocking call. So this is something that that was another thing that I forgot to mention earlier, but I have to fix. But I was hoping to look into like the new async paradigm that Zig has reintroduced, so if we can utilize it. But again, I couldn't do it. Maybe I'll just ask Zclaus to handle it for us and review it.
So do we have metrics for our aggregating time? What is the metric for our
Yeah.
aggregation? What is that?
Mostly it fires within 0.8, but in some occasions it can proceed up to 1.2 seconds.
No, the aggregation time for a time to aggregate.
I'm referring to the interval. The actual
Not
aggregation maybe is not.
What is the time for actual aggregation?
I don't think we've measured that. Anshul, did you have a chance to look at it from our glue? How much
It
it?
is highly likely there is a metrics for it.
I think there's a metric for it, but I'll have to look into it. I didn't look into it. I just got to know about this issue and Patha mentioned it right now.
Yeah. So the PR that Kai mentioned anyway will not solve the issue because it is further trying to reject the block, right? We are accepting those
Yeah.
blocks to pending blocks, but that your problem is different, right? And it could be very well that we were not able to report that block in time. And yes, so from the logs, we should basically also confirm it that we were not able to import those that block, or was some thread stalled doing the compute in the sense that lippy2p did not deliver us messages or whatever. I mean, I don't know. This needs to be figured out. That why are we not getting it? And obviously, aggregation needs to happen in time. And we also need to run a timer on the aggregation and exit it once the timer runs out.
Right.
Right. So if, for example, it's taking 3 seconds to aggregate, obviously aggregator is not working, but we also know that that aggregator after the interval is passed, it's not going to do any useful work. So that aggregation is no more useful anyway.
Right. So
or is it
these
useful?
two PRs.
It could be useful as well. So
yeah.
So doing it in a separate thread might make sense, like the way Inchel has mentioned that when the interval fires, you basically trigger the aggregation, and that happens on a separate thread. And when that completes, it will basically automatically post the aggregates to lippy2p, right? So
yeah.
So this basically so we definitely need to separate out our clock running thread from the compute threads, right?
Yeah.
So as of now, it seems like aggregation is what is an issue. So let's span a different thread for it when we trigger the interval for aggregation, and then basically depending upon whether the result is still within slot or not, we can post the aggregate or not. And I think we can generally post the aggregate, because even if your aggregate is a bit delayed, at least others will get votes, delayed votes, right?
Yeah. So I can do that as a follow-up PR once this 848 and 850 lands. So if you can approve this, I mean, just have a look at it. I can proceed after that.
I was looking at one of the PRs. So one of the things was that you just moved. So it just moves clean up to some other function, but I haven't looked below that. I don't know what else it's doing, right? It just moves the finality advancement to some other function, which is called run periodic pruning, which does the same thing, but I don't see what has happened below that. I haven't seen.
Are you referring to 848 or 850?
848.
Okay. I mean, we can take this offline.
Has it changed anything in the pruning itself, or it has just
no? It just reorders the way in which it's done to ensure that a couple of them are metrics related changes to capture something. The other is reordering the way the pruning happens, and the actual what do you say, the change related to
So what does it
uh,
read on? I'll look into it.
yeah.
All right, coming to my update, I've been looking at PRs as well as looking at DevNet 5 spec discussions with Anshul, and also looking into Goldfish with Jan as well as Anshul. And so that has been my update. All right, I think, Nupur, do you have anything to chime in?
No, I was just busy with OpenClaw and configuring something and experimenting with things. I do not have
Right.
anything.
Right. So one thing to mention is that since we have shifted to a higher version of the model, we are consuming a lot more tokens now, and it is getting expensive. So we might need to figure out how to make it less expensive. I saw something which was about compressing the tokens as well. So maybe that could help us, a skill that helps compress the tokens, and trying other engines, right? Other providers. So we'll see. We'll see where we land on that. Yeah, get caveman. Right. So we'll see where we land on that, and I think the best thing would be to figure out a locally run model, which basically learns our code base over time as well. But I don't know how. What is the state of art on that? Guillaume was doing something similar earlier for something else, and we'll basically sync up with him that what he has been able to achieve. All right.
You need a local server running GPU and then install local AI, I think, which lets you install the Opus model. But again, it might cost probably $200 per month for the server.
So I do have local server. I was able to procure it, and I mean
Okay.
we have our Z Cloud running in a server, right? So which is
Okay.
again a server, right? So I have a local server. I have GPUs if it needs GPUs.
I think there's something called local AI, which you can run, which allows you to install Opus LLM and then import the tokens. But this is purely an experiment that I heard somebody was building on their own.
All right. So Nubor, can you just take a look at that and see?
Yes. Okay. And individual like Meta also provides some which you can run, but I don't trust Meta.
Yeah, Llama, right?
Yeah, Llama.
Llama, yeah, Llama and Llama.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I think eventually we'll have to go towards that kind of model because the cost for AI tokens is going to be prohibitive as of now,
Yeah.
and maybe it will become more costlier as things go along. So yes, and also I think it would be better for something to know Zeam as a project, right? And not
Yeah.
to start from a blank state, even if we have some memory or some instructions in our agent empty.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll see where we go from over there. But yes, quite excited to see that we are producing a lot of code with AI, and I guess we are a little ahead of curve from everyone else, even though other people are also doing it. But I'm assuming that we are doing it in a most productive manner. So thanks for today's call. Anything else we have to discuss? All right, guys, I think we still, Partha, need to further do a very rigorous subnet testing. I don't know
Yeah.
when we'll do that. We just need to figure out first to make
So-
Zeam aggregator as stable as possible. And let's look at all these issues and figure them out.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as I have 2 clients that are very stable running as an aggregator, I can scale up to multiple subnets, even up to 500 or 1,000 server nodes.
So I mean, we can just focus on Zeam, right? So
Yeah,
Zeam is the,
so
sorry, Zeam multi subnets, right? So we anyway have to do that as well.
right.
Multiple subnets using Zeam, I think that should be priority rather than trying to figure out things for other clients. They got their own resources to do that seemingly. And let's just focus on this and let's make sure that Zeam is the most stable out there.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Kai, you wanted to say something, Kai?
No.
All right. Okay, guys. Then see you next week on May 15th, same time. Till then,
Cheers.
take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.